Hey guys, I'm gonna do a little course on the road here. Don't expect this to be amazing quality, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about crypto. We're kind of running into a time where we're seeing a lot of change, and there isn't, in my personal opinion, there really isn't much time to waste on this kind of decision making that we all have to make within the crypto space. So I just wanted to quickly do a post. It's just going to be me driving right now, us having a conversation. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not your dad. I'm not telling you what to do. We're just having a conversation about the current crypto space and where I can personally see it heading in 2018. And I'm going to be teaching you some of the tactics that I personally have taken. I myself am very heavily invested in crypto, and if you yourself are as well, you probably know exactly all these ideas and thoughts that I have, that I've taught people around me. I've made people around myself, my friends and family, money through cryptocurrency. We primarily invest in altcoins, but if you're into Bitcoin or Ethereum, you yourself have seen some substantial gains if you invested in the dips. So what I want to start this course off on is, where do I see the cryptocurrency space going, and how you can get involved in it, and then you yourself make some serious dough. But also, how do you set up yourself if you were to be a long-term holder? And that's primarily what I do. I encourage everyone that does crypto trading or investing, I call it, or if you want to think of it as buying crypto stock, that's what I encourage is long-term holds. When I say long-term, I'm talking 3 to 5 years, and then almost forgetting that of what you have invested and go off of that. You know what I mean? So I'm very heavily invested in Ripple, Stellar, Dogecoin, Cardano, which is going to be ginormous, and I can explain why after a while, Tron, and Encash. A lot of you guys want me to talk about Encash. Where do I see it going? And I will talk about it. In fact, let's just jump right into that right now. Where's Encash at in the current market? We're sitting at about 4 cents. About 2 weeks ago, we were sitting at about 2 cents. So we've seen a double increase. Now, one could have invested in Bitcoin, or one could have invested in Encash. Why I would always suggest an altcoin such as Encash, mainly being we've just seen a double in Encash. Bitcoin didn't double, it went up a few $1,000, okay? That's where you gotta look at, okay, a Bitcoin is worth right now about $8,500, which in my opinion is relatively cheap. Anytime it gets down into that 6,000 mark, you just know that there's going to be that's a gold time. I mean, bear market stuff, that's when you buy. I don't necessarily buy, like, in fact, Ripple right now is about 87 cents, and that's in my mind, that's a fair price to buy. But honestly, we saw those 40 cents times 2 weeks ago, and that's where I'm most comfortable purchasing. Some people think 90 cents is too high. I kind of think I'd have to agree, 90 cents seems a little high, but it's all in the mindset that you go into it with it. For myself, what is Ripple going to be worth in 5 years? That's what I look at. I don't look at, and at its all-time high, December 17th of 2017, it was over $3. I mean, and we're still in the infancy stages. In my personal opinion, most people don't even know what cryptocurrency is. They've heard of Bitcoin, they don't know what Bitcoin is, and they really have no idea what a altcoin, or you say words like Ethereum, Tron, they think you're talking about space or some Star Trek, Star Wars kind of thing. And that's just where we're at right now. So it tells me we're still in the infant stages of crypto, and I would guarantee you we'll still be in the infant stages come probably this whole year. So, you know, is the need to move forward right now? Yeah, but we got a year, you know what I mean? I'm going to say 2019, we're going to see a huge ramp up in just overall the masses coming into the crypto space. And, you know, this is just an opportunity of a lifetime we're seeing. And for myself, like I said, I've made substantial, huge game making money just by investing. And like I said, I've made my friends and family very much money. All right, back to Encash. When's Encash going to explode? And I'm going to tell you, if you invest in it now and you think you're going to get huge returns right now, you're not. It's not going to happen. Encash doesn't even really launch its game plan, its ideas till 2019, and then I think again in 2020 or 2021. It's primarily going off of, as I understand it, facial scanning, and it's going to be a heavy hitter in the space of security and just future technology that obviously isn't here yet. So that is something huge about Encash. I prefer Encash over any other kind of crypto that has the word cash. I prefer Encash over Zcash. That's how much I really adore what Encash has going for it. So with that said, let's talk about my favorite crypto, Cardano, ADA. Currently sitting, like I said, about 85, 87 cents. Had an all-time high of like $3.30 or something. The lowest that it was just a few weeks ago, it was about 47 cents. You know, this is a... oh, sorry, that was Ripple. Cardano, I'm sorry. I'm watching the road. I'm sorry. Cardano is currently at 25 cents, if I remember right. You know, at its kind of all-time high, we were seeing those like 38 cents kind of deals. Not its all-time high, but its most common high. And we also saw it all the way down a few weeks ago, down to that 14 cents, 15 cents. This is one of those cryptos that it's going to be a long while till it takes off. This is definitely a long-term hold crypto, regardless of if you're a day trader or a just investor such as myself. You're not going to see huge gains with this crypto for a long time, but this is the time to buy it, if you know what I mean. We're sitting here at, say you bought it at 30 cents, 35 cents. This is a crypto that you already have the people that created Ethereum behind it in development with it. This coin, the only downfall that I see to it is that it is very ambitious, and it almost feels like taking on too much. But if it can even accomplish half of what it's promising, and I'm going to assume it's going to fulfill at least 80% of the technology it's talking about, and you have to do your own research. I can't, within this 30-minute course, I can't go over everything we're talking about. But where that coin is headed is really unknown territory in the space. It's going to be basically, my personal opinion, the third generation of crypto. The first being Bitcoin, the second generation Ethereum, and the third's going to be Cardano. It's held the top 10 positions for such a long time now, and I mean the market supply is really huge, but in all practicality, this is a crypto that I can see everyone using, and it's really gonna be a what would you call it, a heavy beast, a bull in the marketplace in the years to come. Not in 2018, maybe just start taking off in 2019, but in the 2020s is where you're gonna see these rock stars emerge. Okay, now we're gonna talk about Ripple, the coin I was previously talking about. Ripple, okay, there's so much controversy around it. Is it XRP? Is it Ripple? In fact, they're different, but here's the deal. Love it or hate it, it's a banking coin, and I'm invested in it. Why am I invested in it? Because I just doubled my money in 2 weeks. Ripple got down at 47 cents. I shot a bunch of bucks into that, and I've doubled my money in 2 weeks. That's why I'm invested in Ripple. They have more team-ups than any other crypto. They've surpassed any kind of partnership. I mean, they're teamed up with Apple. They're teamed up with, all Wells Fargo comes to mind. All kinds of banks. And this is a coin that is going to be used by the masses. And like I said, we're in the infant stages yet. Where could I see Ripple going in a year? You know, could we see it up to 10 bucks? Yeah, you better believe it. Ripple is going to be over $10 in 1 year. I can tell you that with confidence just by looking at the graphs and charts. If cryptocurrency is here to stay, and I'm telling you why it is. If cryptocurrency is here to stay, is because history always repeats itself. Why cryptocurrency is here to stay, I'll tell you why. History always repeats itself. If the history books have taught us anything, it's that history repeats itself. And in crypto, and in currency in itself, in general, currency, this is something that always comes around again. So when currency originally started out on planet Earth, it started out with a coin. People had metal coins, and over time, people thought, you know, there's got to be a more efficient way to handle money. Coins are heavy. It's a very impractical way to go about making a currency. So then they made the dollar bill, you know, the paper money, and which was fantastic, revolutionized the currency industry. Can you imagine playing around with coins the whole time and someone walked up to you with paper? Everyone thought, that's kind of crazy. This thing isn't as durable. This is insane. Well, it caught on, and people still use it to this day. People, you'll notice, don't really use coins all that much anymore. So they're dollars. But then people thought, this is actually a pretty impractical way too, because I wish I could just have one piece of paper. You know, one piece of paper to go about my life and paying for things. So then they came out with checks. And checks were great. You know, you only had one piece of paper. People thought this is fantastic. But then, as we're seeing now with checks, people aren't using them as much because no one wants to balance their checkbooks. Nobody wants to, you're just kind of seeing a loss in just the overall. People are tired of writing down information on pieces of paper with their checks. So then they go to credit cards, debit cards, plastic, you know, and then we're seeing more of that, which people are still using today, and that's where the currency is typically at. They swipe their cards. Well, now we're seeing people are in crazy credit card debt. Identities are getting stolen. My identity was just stolen a few months ago, back in February of 2018. I've never, through my debit card. So we're in a time right now where people are really getting tired of that, and so the masses are still in that, but the people that are looking for a way out, some kind of an alternative currency that is going to be a heavy hitter in the future here, and I'm talking 2020s, is cryptocurrency. It's way more efficient. You basically own an algorithm with a number on it. You own a number basically with a company brand over the top of it. And in that, jumping back to Ripple here, if cryptocurrency is a big holder in this whole thing, then, you know, we're really looking at, if cryptocurrency is a thing, we have to be focused on what cryptocurrencies are going to work, because there's over thousands of them, but which ones are going to last, because they're all not gonna. Ripple, if cryptocurrency is a thing, Ripple will last. Now, the cousin to Ripple, if you're a real Ripple hater, is Stellar Lumens. Stellar is a fantastic coin, and in my personal opinion, we're going to see that coin go up and down just as Ripple does. So Stellar is currently at about 34 cents. Ripple is about 85 cents. And as Ripple goes up, Stellar will go up. It's more of a decentralized coin, and is preferred among those who really want the cryptocurrency space to be set aside from banks. So in a nutshell, if you're kind of against the whole Ripple idea, Stellar is your next best option. Now, let's move on to Tron really quick. Tron was a very hyped up coin. I'm not a huge fan of the CEO, but yes, I'm heavily invested in Tron. Tron is currently trading at 4 cents. I bought in when it was just way less than that. And the technology hype around that came the end of March, I believe it was March 31st of 2018, really didn't see anything. And as a Tron holder, that's kind of a bummer, but in a way you almost kind of expect it. I feel like they almost kind of shot themselves in the foot. Where do I see this coin going? It could be a potential currency to pass out, you know what I mean? That's just what Tron is. Tron is kind of a letdown right now. Could it fold? It sure could, but could it blast off? Yeah. Fingers crossed. If I had to put my money on it again, I would have invested in a different currency. I'm still ahead on my investment, but so that's where that's at. Talking quick about Dogecoin. People call it a joke coin. People call it the Reddit coin. People don't take it seriously, but I've made more money off of Dogecoin than any other coin that I currently hold. Seriously, we're talking right now, it's like just over half a penny. And at its all-time high, it was a penny and a half or whatever, just over that. This is a coin that just doubled in price as well as Ripple just 2 weeks ago. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I bought 100,000 Dogecoins for $260 or 275 or whatever it was. I mean, and I just doubled my money. It was just a quick little investment, and that's if you're unfamiliar with the current cryptocurrency in general, invest in Dogecoin because you know, for $1 you can get a lot of it, and then you get your feet wet and you kind of get your eye on the market. And if you don't know what cryptos to invest in, I highly suggest Ripple, Stellar, Cardano, or Dogecoin. Those are my personal opinions. Now let's get into a little bit of the more heavy-hitting cryptos, like, okay, we can talk really quick about Bitcoin. Do I have anything invested in Bitcoin? Absolutely not. Is it going to go to 50,000 a share? Yeah, probably will. Will it go to 100,000? I don't know. The thing with Bitcoin is that it started everything. It's a really cool coin to have if you were back then. But now we're in 2018. We're not in the 2009s anymore, okay? So the time to get in for that particular coin is kind of done. It also can't handle the masses that are coming when they do come in the 2020s into the crypto space. It can't survive as a real sustainable crypto. The speed and the fees that come with that particular crypto, as Bitcoin is garbage in comparison. Ripple is way faster than any kind of trade as far as trading speed goes. Ripple's your number one pick, hands down. Ethereum came out with smart contracts, but even now, we're seeing the limitations in the foreseeable future that smart contracts brings. And if you're a long-term holder, that's really something you got to think about. So am I invested in Ethereum? I'll tell you right now, no. Will I ever be? No. If you want to think about the next generation, I think about third generation technology. Ethereum, in my personal opinion, can only go so high. At its all-time high, where we're seeing those 1,300, now it's trading at just over 500. Is it ever going to trade at 10,000? Yeah, it probably will. Is it going to take out Bitcoin? Maybe for a little bit, but it's going to be a while. But can I see other altcoins surpassing Ethereum? Every single person I ask says yes. Ethereum is very passable. What coin is going to do that? Who knows? Let's talk really quick about Dash. Dash is in my personal opinion, very similar to Ethereum. I like the marketing strategy that the company holds. You'll actually see their advertisements on YouTube quite frequently. Dash is a coin to get involved in. At its all-time low 2 weeks ago, I'm just talking more relevant. Of course, it was lower, but 2 weeks ago it was just over or just under 300. Now it's in that 440 range. It's a fantastic coin. It's going to go places. I just guarantee you. It's almost like an Ethereum, and in reality, I can see Dash surpass Ethereum with ease. And you guys might not like that idea. Another coin to keep your eye on is Litecoin. Litecoin is fantastic because, I mean, you're sitting here with this. It's not as bullish, but the spikes and drops aren't as steep as some of these other cryptos within the same space. Currently trading at about 170 or yeah, around. It's in the upper hundreds right now. Lower it was about 114 a share. Fantastic price. Another I guess you could say altcoin that gets a lot of attention is Neo. Neo is, in my personal opinion, only a great coin if you store it within a Neo wallet that you can get gas from. That's the only good thing about Neo, in my personal opinion. Do I see it going places? Yeah, probably. Okay, I'd compare it to Optimus Go. I'd compare it to Golem. Now let's talk really briefly about where to store your crypto. A lot of people are in this theory that you need a online wallet, or do you want a hold in your hand kind of wallet, like a nano ledger? I'm a huge believer in the nano ledger, but if you don't want that whole nano ledger setup, blah blah blah, you can easily go and keep your crypto on my favorite app, which is the Abra app exchange. And it's basically a currency exchange that just added crypto. So I do a lot of purchasing my crypto. It doesn't have all of them, it has about 20 of them. It doesn't have Cardano or Tron, which is kind of a big bummer. But it has Dogecoin, has Dash, Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and all that. All those kind of coins. So Abra is a fantastic exchange. It's secure. It's a wallet within the exchange, which everyone's going to be going that way. Binance is another great platform. The only thing you can't buy from there is just an exchange. And as far as security, I personally wouldn't hold a large amount of your crypto in that space. Another Bittrex, I mean, it's kind of done with now, my personal opinion. There's no reason to have an account there or to have anything stored in there when you have, the Abra exchange. Coinbase, I'm sorry, it's a joke. It's terrible. The customer support is ruthless. I'm done with Coinbase. I've been done for a long time. I tell everybody, stay away from Coinbase. It's like Bitcoin. It was great when it started, and it was great when it took off, and now it's done. Now we're seeing exchanges such as Gemini. That is an exchange that you can hold your funds in, I would say, as a wallet. The only, to my knowledge, for specifically 88, which is the Cardano coin, I believe the wallet, online wallet, is called Daedalus. That's the only spot you can actually hold Cardano, to my knowledge, as of right now. Besides, you could hold it at Binance, but that's really dumb. Because the space just really, hacking is a real thing, and until it's happened to you like it's happened to me, you can't fool around with that stuff. I mean, we're talking about real money here. We're talking about, your investments. And so if you invested $10 or even $100 in any coin, should you go buy a Nano S Ledger or any kind of hardware wallet where you hold it? I wouldn't. Only buy that stuff if you're heavily invested. When I'm talking heavily, I'm talking over $1,000. You know, $1,000 in reality isn't that much money anymore. So for some, you got to really justify the cost of, you know, if you only have, why would you put $100 gun in a $5,000 safe? That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So where do we see all the other, I'll jump right back to altcoins now. Where do we see all these other little hidden coins headed? You know, the fun coin and all these other, you know, those are all coins you have to do your own research on. My personal opinion, they're not promising. There's enough coins out there that have a lot of potential and hitting power, and you don't need to obviously put your eggs in different baskets to spread the risk. But if you're an all or nothing kind of person like I am, you know, pick your top 5 coins and go with it. Okay, and everyone's picks are going to be different, but do your own research. Don't just listen to people all the time like myself. Like I said, we're having a conversation here. You don't take my advice as what you should do. You need to do your own research, just as I have, and really look at it not just from a practical standpoint, but we're, like I said, literally in the trenches in this infancy stage. So we're looking at the bare bones of something that we can't even really dream of yet. I know people that have become millionaires from cryptocurrency, and none of them got there from day trading. So I'll touch on that really quick. Should you be a day trader? What for? Is your time worth anything? You know what I mean? You pull a 34% increase 2 days out of the week. You have to be so heavily invested, and you can't, because you could lose it all. I mean, to be honest, this whole crypto thing could kind of go away if certain laws and regulations in government took hold. That's a reality that we face, and people are going to hate on crypto, but my personal opinion will always stand true. We're not going to see this space dissolve anytime soon. In fact, when people get tired of paying $30 to send their own money somewhere and they have to wait 3 to 4 business days, when they realize that they can send crypto in seconds and for a penny, that'll punch enough people in the gut for them to wake up and realize that there might be something to this. Is crypto a secure investment? It is a super volatile market. I would highly suggest, if you have a good smartphone, download the Robinhood app. That is a fantastic. You can't currently purchase any crypto on it, although I do believe there's about 20 cryptos you can watch on there. Certain states like California, them kind of states, you can, it's in the United States, you can purchase like Bitcoin or Ethereum. Other altcoins will be added for purchasing later. But you're really in a position here of, you can literally on your phone do all your purchasing, all your market transactions, all of your research in the palm of your hand. We are in a time in the world where we have so much at our fingertips, we don't even know what to do with it or how to access it all. That's the luxury and the blessing that we all have on our just on our phones. We're currently kind of getting to the end of our little drive here. I just want to kind of wrap this thing up and say, hey, if you guys found this course informational at all, feel free to leave a review. I will get back to you, respond to the review either way. Really appreciate 5-star reviews. They do great for this, or even 4 stars are great. One thing I'll really quickly add, I wish I mean, obviously this whole course is me driving, so it's not going to be perfect. I wish I could add pictures and graphs, but I just had to get this information out to you really quick because we're in the rumblings of a bull run, and I don't want anybody to miss out on that. So I do have 2 other cryptocurrency courses up. This is actually my 16th Udemy course, so feel free to check those out. I have we do cooking courses, we do a lot of how-to courses. A lot of my courses are kind of just me in front of a camera teaching you from studies that subjects that I've learned. I don't do a whole lot of collab videos, and if you have a question about anything, feel free to leave it in the Q&A, and I will get back to you usually within the same day. 3 business days absolutely tops. And like I said, the one of the things, and I should probably put this on a shirt, is the people that invest in crypto today are the future rock stars of the 2020s. And that's something that I've stood by for a long time and will continue to stand by, because crypto has not let me down yet. And I don't expect it to for quite a while, if at all ever. I'm going to be continuing to do crypto videos on this, crypto courses on Udemy, because we're really in it. Like I'm saying, there's information out there, but there's not a lot of information out there. There's information from people that haven't invested, and what we need is people to put information out who are heavily invested and have been in the space more than a few months. That's what we need, and that's what I'm doing here. So if you like this kind of content, feel free to stay tuned for more. I have most of all my courses are free. I feel like there's people shouldn't have to pay for extremely great content. And feel free to tell a friend about my Udemy channel station here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed rest of your day. Bye.